Good morning, continuing with the theme of developing the project here. So it's the 28th of November 2018 and a lot of ideas going around. So here's what I'm thinking about doing. So you can see the polytunnel there and you can see the compost bins there. I've considered putting up a little shed here, mainly to be used as a potting shed. I did consider putting up a new polytunnel, but I thought no, that may not be the best idea because it doesn't really get the amount of sun required to make this the overall good idea. So a shed for a potting shed, I probably wouldn't lay it on a permanent concrete base. I'd probably put it on some slabs with some sand and cement underneath for an additional bit of extra support and stability, or maybe even a wooden base, but still considering that. I had thought about putting maybe some raised beds up against the fence panels here, or not totally against, because that wouldn't be the best idea, but just in front with a little bit of a void behind, so that I could get behind, maybe for some storage, and of course in order to service the fence. I see that quite often actually when I work as a gardener. People put things right against a fence and you end up with problems with ivy, and you can't get to the fence for maintenance, for painting it, whatever. Like for instance behind the polytunnel there, I've left a bit of space for storage and also to get behind in case ivy does grow up the fence and all that. So yeah, leave a little bit of space behind is one of my recommendations, certainly. Now this is a very resourceful part of the garden. So you can see I've got a lot of my soft fruit here, blueberries, also the strawberry plants. These blueberries next year, I'm hoping they're going to really be amazing. I'm going to be looking after those really well. But south facing here, and this wall gets very, very warm indeed. So what I'm thinking about doing is growing melons next year, in containers and putting them in one of those sort of a mini greenhouse stroke polytunnel things, and really should benefit from the microclimate here. I know that the melon project was absolutely, well, it just didn't happen this year, partly because of my own sort of not approaching it the best way, and the fact that we didn't really have the warmest early summer, certainly not compared to what we had last year. So yes, feeling very positive about the melon project next year. Going to really be getting into that, and probably will be doing it here, so stay tuned for that, but of course that's a fair bit of time away yet. So the vegetable bed here, what am I going to do? So I'm going to be incorporating permaculture with growing things like vegetables, and what I'm going to be doing is, I've spoke about this in some previous videos recently, going to be getting fruit trees but growing them in pots of good quality growing medium and sinking the pot halfway or 2/3 into the ground. That way I will have a potentially portable tree, if you will, still with the benefit, or some of the benefits of it being in the ground for watering and gaining of additional nutrients. So I've had some lovely ideas from people, and I don't want to be too revealing about a tree I've got coming, although the majority of you can probably guess what indeed that is. But I've got all sorts of ideas. I'm thinking about a medlar. That would be really nice. Another cherry tree, one of them deep, dark, really juicy varieties. Someone spoke about me, I think it was Ash, mentioned about me getting a variety called Cordia. If it was somebody else, I do indeed apologise. So that's a nice looking variety. So much research to do. Another variety of apple, maybe on a dwarving minaret rootstock, for example, or indeed M26. I think M27 is the rootstock for minaret, M26 is for a dwarf tree. So yes, what I'm thinking about doing is just dotting them about in here and growing vegetables in between. I really want to go heavy on those lovely little squashes that I grew, and Benning's green tint. They were amazing, they looked cool, lovely tasting as well, and going to be incorporating permaculture, annual vegetables, seasonal vegetables, and also some flowers as well. I really want to make this a beautiful little haven next year for both wildlife and fruit production. I think that will just be an amazing, and veg production as well, a lovely thing to do. So here in the backyard orchard food forest, I would really love to just get some, I've got some really cool ideas to be putting in here. I'm going to be having a lot of flowers in here next year. I'm probably going to be growing maybe runner beans up some of these trees here. I think that would look really nice. Really lovely thing to do, and make the most of this relatively small space. Just work towards the haven for wildlife and beauty as well. So really, we're going to be really working to making this a beautiful area next year. So if anyone's got any ideas, anyone wants anything they'd like me to try, you know, don't be shy. Feel free to post the ideas down below. And feeling positive about the whole thing, really. Once again, you can imagine flowers and things dotted about down here to attract bees. And as always, if you like my work, please feel free to like, share and subscribe. And bye.